What's up, YouTube? It is your boy RikuTheBest, better than the rest, aka the Dark Knight. You call me that. You are good for today. Coming at you with another discussion video for DOKKAN Battle. I really want to talk about multiplayer. I really want to get into the subject of talking about that. Eventually, it was gonna come around. I just wanted to wait for the right time, which is now for some reason. Anyway, before I start this video off, make sure you follow me on Twitter over Phil. Make sure you follow me on Twitter over there. It's gonna be RikuTheBest YT, as well as my $3 discount code for PLAYASIA on any purchase. Doesn't count code cards, remember that. So if you buy anything off PLAYASIA, let me know. I got you with the $3. Anyway, let's get to the point of this video. I want to cover the subject of PvP and DOKKAN, multiplayer in general. Doesn't have to be PvP, but just multiplayer in general, just to add longevity to the game. That's generally what PvP does, you know. Cover 3 game modes as far as multiplayer. We're gonna cover DOKKAN events, or events in general. We're going to cover World Tournament and Quest. I actually want to throw Quest in there because I have a decent idea how it could work for just the story mode. You know, I'm basing a lot of this off of Naruto Blazing, like I said, because they have this option and it's very good. Like I said, increases longevity if you don't want to do anything else, or if you can't do anything else, it gives you more options in the game without, you know, pulling on banners, spending money, really. So, I'm going to start off with World Tournament because I figured that would be the hardest. If they were to implement PvP as far as World Tournament, you will be playing against other players for one. You know, that one I can imagine having a lot of problems just because of connection issues, and you know, the World Tournament is a time limited event. Connection problems can be a big issue, you know, as far as if you're trying to connect to someone, you know, something, a certain amount of time left and you're not able to connect, but you started before it ended and stuff and it end on you, or if, you know, it can definitely screw up. If you have a bad connection in general, you couldn't do PvP. And well, if you have a bad connection, you couldn't do PvP or play online in any games without having any problems anyway. But if you have the option of PvP in the World Tournament, you can versus other people. Like I said, it's gonna be more challenging, more of a problem for people without a decent internet connection. If you're trying to join somebody in the World Tournament, not join somebody, but to fight versus someone in the World Tournament, you're not gonna have a chance to do that. So I wouldn't want to make it PvP only type thing for the World Tournament. It could be single player as well. You know, because like I said, if you don't have a good connection in the World Tournament, if it's only PvP, as in you join the World Tournament or the newer World Tournaments are only going against other people, and you have bad connection, you wouldn't be able to do it. So that's why I said it's going to be a little more difficult trying to implement PvP or multiplayer, co-op, whatever in the World Tournament. But you know, like I said, they could still keep the single player mode along with the multiplayer in the tournament. Have that an option because not everyone has a good connection, depending on the area they stay in and whatnot. That's understandable, you know. So play against other people, earn points. You beat them, you get more points. You lose, you get less points. Stuff like that. Just making it more fun, making it more, you know, just like I said, increasing longevity, get people to play, you know, for a reason. But World Tournament is always going to be like how World Tournament is. If you want the rewards, you play it. If you don't, you don't play it. That's how it is. So, also, covering Quest mode, you can definitely do this. Quest mode would not be too difficult. Since they never ever reset the quest mode as far as getting stones, they're going to continuously add new quests, of course. That's with any gacha game with story mode. They're going to continue to, you know, increase the length of the story in the game. So, with doing that, you can join in a multiplayer with a friend or two, or just one friend to make it less confusing. And, you know, just do the quest mode. You know, you guys are both on the same map. You guys have different pickup items and panels on the map that you go through. But of course, if you were to, for example, get to the boss first or get to a battle first, or you probably be on the same map. He'd be like on the same panel as you are. They'd be on the same map. I think that would work better. So you go to enemy, whoever gets there first. I mean, you know, of course, they show a loading screen waiting for a friend to catch up, and then once you guys get to the panel with an enemy, you guys will fight whoever that is that you went, the panel that you went on. As in, you guys will have 3 characters each, and depending on the rotation, you're gonna have to put one person, one of your characters, 1 out of 3 of your characters will be in the last rotation. So your characters will be highlighted in red. Their characters be highlighted in blue, some type of outer glow or Fresnel, if you will, to basically signify which is yours, which is, you know, your friends in the PvP. And then if you have like 2 of yours in one rotation and 1 of theirs, and you can make Like they have like emojis in there or whatnot, like if you want to switch your character or whatnot, or how should I have it? How should I mean, I think that's a good idea, because you can't just, it would be weird for you to move your friend's unit in the middle if they didn't want it there. So probably send something over, or you guys communicate with each other and have him move it over. Of course they have to send something in the game, they have to go through like a pause, and then it'll switch his character with yours if he wants to, and then you get the orbs with your character, he get the orbs with his character, you get the orbs with your third character. You know, like I said, however you want to switch around the team, and that rotations between you and your friend, whoever is in a PvP with you. Like I said, if you try to move their player, it'll have like a confirmation screen or whatnot on their side of the screen. So if you move their player, it's going to show a dialog box for them. Do you want him to move your player? And you hit like yes or no, the easy way for you guys to communicate and everything. So I think that can work off for quest mode, as well as getting stones online if you do it multiplayer. Basically, if you do it solo, the whole quest, you get all the stones. Do a multiplayer, go through the quest, get all the stones that way. It's like it's resetting, but in a way it's not, because you're getting stones over again, but in multiplayer this time. So I think that actually worked. I think that idea is much better than a world tournament way of PvP, because that one's more PvE versus quest mode. But however, well, this is generally PvE anyway, but I'll talk about PvP if we end up going against another player. That one's actually going to be hard. Now for events. This could definitely help out a lot for people that don't have god leads or have a certain specific unit that can get through an event easier. Example, Super 17 event, you don't have LR androids, but your friend does. For example, if you have, I believe it was I don't know if it's the Gohan, the newest Gohan event is weak to, I don't know if he's still weak to Kid Buu or just Boos in general with the wall standing tall. I think so, don't quote me on that. He could be still weak to that ability in general, but, you know, like I was explaining in quest mode, you know, you enter an event, you waste the stamina, or if you're joining through multiplayer and you save your stamina, that's another good thing, since events without some type of festival going on or a special or an event, stamina for events will still cost 50, which is still maybe half, most likely half of your stamina bar. So it'd be very good if you're in multiplayer and you join somebody else's instead, and you save your stamina for perhaps grinding or something else that you will want to do. So it could definitely work for PvE against, well, it's multiplayer PvE, you know, against the event. So you guys, like I said, during the quest mode, if you want to switch your person's character, you know, you'll click their character, sends them a dialog box. Do you want your character to be controlled or moved by the other player number one, and stuff like that, etc, etc. I think it could work like that. Now, however, now PvP, I might as well cover in this video. As far as PvP, the only way I can see it working out, since this game is such really up there as far as power creeping, the only way I can see it working if they have their own specific, if Dokkan has their own specific stats for the characters in PvP. Like how Blazing, you know, you have character, for example, say just 6-pass Naruto, one of the best characters in the game, and then you have somebody like Bravery Kakashi, one of the first 5 to 6 stars in the game, who's not so good. You know, but in PvP, they found a way to somewhat balance the stats out, although Sage 6-pass is still good in PvP, and that Kakashi is, however, still horrible. But nonetheless, people like, for example, that Bravery Gara. Bravery Gara is one of the worst 6 stars in Blazing outside of PvP. However, he's very much used in PvE. No, he's very much used in Ninja Clash World, the PvP mode, just because he has a very high speed to get the initial attack off. He's very good for that. He's very good for that. And that's the point I'm getting at. The characters that, the older Blazing characters even have some type of use in PvP. In the newer game mode, the older units have some type of use. That's how I want it with, if they were to make a PvP for Dokkan. You know, the older units like Super Vegito, anybody before Super Vegito, I really like that the people before Super Vegito get a bigger boost in the potential system. That was really good. They should keep that same momentum with that. You know, power up the earlier characters more than the most recent characters, pretty much. You know, to have some type of a fair advantage. My head looks stupid like this. But no, I really think that could work. Give them their own type of stats. Give them their own speed stats, so you know who goes first, or have it, you know, RNG based on who goes first. like a rolling the dice or whatnot, which unit goes first. Or you can just give them their own speed value and just have it determined by that, and give them their own attack and defensive stat. And because if you're doing PvP, you wouldn't have as much health. You wouldn't have as much mitigation for certain units, because that would be heavily broken. You would just have nothing but tanks in your squad. You know, Super Jito, Golden Frieza, you know, etc, etc. Just have nothing but tanks in your squad. If that was the case. So balance it out. Give tanks lower health. Give them less mitigation during PvP while you have a lower team health in PvP. Give broken units like LR Gohan a lot less attack. Still have them very strong, but a lot less attack. Give them some speed. You know, give them values to kind of round out all the units so they can be used fairly by everyone. So that's the only thing I can offer versus as far as multiplayer, PvP and PvE. Hopefully you guys found this pretty useful, and then give me your ideas on PvP and PvE and how you would think it will work in Dokkan battle, you know. So thank you guys so much. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment in the comment box below. Thank you guys so much. Peace.